Pink undies.
Here we go. I'm gonna be
Plenty
in
of
my
these.
glasses. Oh no. All right.
Oh, is it recording now?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
recording. At the same time in both cameras.
Okay.
How can?
And then should I look here?
You look
bit
at
to
me.
You? Oh, okay.
You look at me, but you don't have to like. This is your camera.
I'll look at you.
That's mine.
And a little bit to the camera, or just to you?
This is the fourth wall.
I'll just.
We're
look to
not
you,
breaking
right?
it.
Okay.
There's no.
Oh, we're just talking.
There's no one behind the
Oh,
wall.
okay.
We're in the four walls.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like a.
Yeah.
All right. So let's just go bang into it,
Yeah.
Alexis. Can you introduce yourself first, actually?
Oh, okay, sure. Yeah. Well, thank you for having me today.
Thank you for having me.
I love this. It's all working. We set we're at the apartment in Bondi Beach, and the ocean's here and the flies. So,
It's scorching heat.
we're doing it tough for you. We're sweating. We've got the elements on us. We're
Yeah, that's
typical
right.
Aussie women.
Yeah, in the hats, like just like a regular what?
I know.
Thursday.
Yeah, regular Thursday. So yeah, it's so cool to hang with you. Thanks for having me. So you're in Bondi Beach, and I'm the founder of the Sanctuary Australia, which is a boutique retreat space, mainly for women to really connect to who they are and use biohacking tools to, connect to their soul and really align with their purpose and feel that radiant magnetic energy that they naturally are through, saunas and cold plunges, ice baths, hands-on therapy, bushwalking, different workshops, swimming in the pool, education, and I also coach women around the world as well.
That's awesome. Such an honor
Thank you.
to talk to you. And today we're talking about something related actually to what you were just saying. Women's magnetism. Yeah, that's what our topic today. We're trying to cover that.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to ask you questions that are off the bat questions related to the topic. And then I'm keen to hear your answers. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Let's
oh gosh,
begin.
I'm ready. Yeah. Wondering what questions, because I know you're really creative.
Just make sure you listen to the end, because there's two questions in one sometimes. It's very
Okay.
It's going to be interesting, I think.
Okay.
All right. I prepared them. Oil spillage theory. If women's magnetism could attract iron molecules, how many magnetic women would it take to clear an ocean spill?
Wow.
And what's the metaphorical equivalent of this in real life? Where do magnetic women naturally bring order to chaos?
Wow. Where did you get that? Is this from you?
Yeah.
Jeez, this is so random and creative. Wow. So, this is an amazing question. When we're magnetic, we're in our heart, and the heart is where our magnet. The heart's the most powerful thing. It's thousands of times more powerful than just being in the mind. So that's why, in our society, the kind of status quo is to reside in your mind, because then you're working with matter and you're trying to change the physical, forcing and pushing and straining and striving. When we learn to shift out of that paradigm, which we've usually all been indoctrinated in the monkey mind, look at the bank account, who's watching me, we're directly just looking out there, forgotten our internal state, and we're pushing forward and we're exhausting ourselves because we're working with matter. So with the spill, what I'd say is that if you had a group of women together who know these practices and who are activating their heart and their magnetism, if they really came together, I mean, how many people in the world are 8 billion? So there's a percentage that you need to shift the entire world. So it would just be getting that percentage, whether it's like 1 million women together in their heart, in their magnetism. What are they calling in? They'd be calling in the solution to that spill. Their natural intuition would know the answer. They'd be guiding it with their heart. They'd be like, okay, we need to execute, the prayers here, the boats here, this initiative, get those people on board. They naturally just call in the answer. people would be calling them like, hey, I've got these resources. Hey, we've got these donations.
Wow.
We've got this initiative. You'd have to change this law at this level in the parliament. You'd have to like influence these people. Like the natural answers would just happen. It wouldn't be like straining and striving in the world, and you're coming from that place of really fear and lack.
I get it.
Do you get that?
I get it.
You-
Yeah. The heart-led life.
Heart-led, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's from like, I'm not enough. There's, I don't have the power, fear-based because the whole world's run through fear-based programs,
Yeah.
Hey, look, there's a pandemic. Hey,
Yeah,
look, there's
that's right.
people falling down. Hey, look, there's this war's going on, that. And so it's just trying to get you in that fear, because when you're in the fear, you can't access your inner world and you can't be fully magnetic. And I'm not saying being some false, fake, positivity. No, I'm saying to access that. I guess it's like the warrior in us. Like we all have different parts of ourselves. We all have an inner warrior. We all have an inner. There's another part, the magician. That's like
that's right.
playful. We all have an inner lover. There's all these different parts. Every human being, not just women.
Yeah.
So we can call upon, I mean, just before this, I kind of just was like, okay, all parts work with me now to say what I need to say. So I can just be in the flow.
Yeah.
And when sometimes you're not in the flow and you're stuck and you're kind of in maybe the warrior part that's like hacking forward, it's working harder, it's burning the midnight oil, which a lot of people are just stuck in one gear shift. So you're in, because you're seeing like, oh my gosh, look at my bank account, or oh, look what they're doing on social media, and you're comparing, and then you're in that worry and you're pushing forward in that warrior kind of do part, and you've forgotten the lover part that's like, you're a queen, babe, like put on your dress and just like, like you're good enough, or the magician part that's like, let's have fun, like let's dance now, and like all the other parts, and you're just like hacking away, pushing forward and working harder, even if you're exhausted and you can't be magnetic in that state. So it's like you're just stuck. You're not knowing how to use all of your gear shifts. You're just using kind of one little part of you.
On automatic.
On autopilot, which is
Autopilot.
from a fear program usually. So that's kind of one of our biggest obstacles to being magnetic. And it's not like I'm a perfect person where you can get triggered, your partner can do something, or you can get a huge bill in the mail and you can be like, oh my gosh. And then it's having that awareness to just, having the love and compassion for yourself. Like, oh, I'm a little bit worried. I'm in the fear. I'm like really pushing forward from that place. What do I need to do to love that part, acknowledge that part, but also have the awareness to like feel, what do I need right now? Maybe I need to go on a beach walk. Maybe I need to call a girlfriend. Maybe I need to put on some music and dance. Maybe I need to make myself a big, beautiful lunch. Maybe I need to go down and have a little nap. Maybe I need to like go and snuggle my dog and walk. And all of those things, when we listen to what we need, they release a hormone called estrogen. And estrogen is like the feminine hormone. So we have like a lot more estrogen than men.
Yeah, that's
and men
right.
have way more testosterone than us. That's like the dance.
Yeah.
But what's happening in our society is like, we're not realizing that we need to do estrogen producing activities to start to radiate, to feel that feminine juiciness, to feel the lushness, to feel the femininity that we are.
Yeah.
So, and then he may not be doing things this is talking if you're with a man, for example, he may not be doing the things to activate his testosterone, which is like really setting the goal and achieving the task and,
oh my God, tell me about
go
it.
mow the lawn. And then when he does it, he feels
up the hill.
Yeah, he gets a release of testosterone. He feels that feeling of, I did it. I provided, I protected, I did the thing, I achieved the thing, or lifting the weights. or eating, I mean, depending on what foods you believe in, eating the steak, or these things really releasing the testosterone. So then we're building the polarity, we're building the energy, the magnetism. That's another example of a magnetism between a man and a woman if you are, into men, for example. So just bringing it back, we've forgotten as women that we are, I believe, different to men. And how do we thrive as a woman? When do you, like, if you just think of yourself, when do you feel that, like, epic, sensual and just like free, expressive, creative, the eros, that awesome. You usually feel it, like, for me, it's when I've taught on one of our retreats at the sanctuary or in Bali. Even if it's a day, all of that, because you're talking, you're chatting, you're drinking tea, you're dancing, you're doing the tantric practices. For me, I'm teaching, that also releases it. And I just feel high and so alive, more than a man could make me feel, more than money could make me feel, because it's me creating what I'm here to create. It's me on my purpose and my mission, and all those beautiful hormones are being created. So then my face even changes,
Yeah, that's true. I've had that experience when your face
changes. Your face changes because your face is showing your whole being. It's like actually a science face reading.
Wow.
It's showing like what's going on with your life.
Yeah, that's true.
Face shows it all. So just to summarize what I'm talking about, it's very scientific as well, what I'm talking about, because you may be like, magnetism, it's all kind of airy-fairy spiritual stuff. It's also scientific, so it's hormonal, it's humanology, it's biology within the cells. So when we do things as a woman that we need to do, we stop producing, we stop over-giving, we stop overachieving, and we think, I just need to like walk down the road and just people watch for an hour and just have a beautiful chai, call my girlfriend, chit chat, boom, estrogen's released. Then you may feel like you're just, I want to do my email now. I want to make love to my man now. I
finally got the gist for it.
Yeah, because you filled yourself up. You didn't focus on X and on outputting. I've got to output to get there. You've flipped it, and you're like, what do I need? Fill myself up, and then naturally, boom, you want to give love. You want to give love to the person that walks and sees you and looks you down the road, and you just, your man calls you, just say, hey babe, can't wait to get back. Because you've activated your own natural strength as a woman, which is your ability to be that beautiful magnetic love, that magnetic love and light that women naturally we are.
I love that. that actually makes me feel better about how I've been dealing with this year so far. Like, it's just been one thing after the other, and I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna go for a walk. I'm just gonna not even bother. Like, that's kind of felt. And then yesterday I was sad, my emotions were in one way, but today I feel very glad, and I was like, walked 16,000 steps, and it was like, I'm moving, I'm doing something. Yeah, okay, like, let's just flow, I guess, rather than having this to-do list. I still haven't done the to-do list, but I feel fine. Like, that's the thing, like, I feel good. So what is it, me or to-do list? Right? Is that what I mean? Like,
Are you saying you're putting you first, and then that's going to flow onto the to-do list?
If I'm putting what I need, my needs, because I am going through, like, my relative is really sick, so I'm like trying to feel like stay level, and I was like, what do I need to stay level? And I just do that, rather than what I should be doing for cold graph.
It sounds like you're listening to your body over the mind. The mind's like, sometimes we do need to listen to our logic. It's like, you got to get that tax return, you've got to call that person, and there is a thing there.
The responsibility.
There's also, I guess that's where the self-awareness, like the self-leadership comes in. Like, which part's leading you in that moment? Is it the warrior part? It sounds like it was the warrior part. It's like, I got this to do. And then like, you're just exhausted. You really would benefit from a walk, jumping in the ocean, chatting to me on the phone for half an hour, having a laugh about something. And then within that 45 minutes, boom, you want to do that first time. You're like,
Yeah,
let's
exactly.
go. Let's get
Exactly.
this. Because you've listened to what you needed in that moment. Instead of the more kind of, you could say, like masculine or societal way, which is like work 9 to 5, eat breakfast in the morning. It is hump day now on a Wednesday. It's like
Christmas,
this,
go to the shop, spend the money,
you're
throw it all
just
away.
yeah, like you're just like giving the power. You're giving what, because everyone's different. Everyone needs. You might need mangoes. My body may not need mangoes. You may need more sunlight. We all need different things at different times, you know. But
How are you going, by the way? You all right?
Yeah, I'm gonna fry up soon. I probably need to lay down and do.
All right, awesome. I love that. Reverse Medusa effect. Instead of turning people to stone, some women walk into a room and turn everything alive. What's actually happening there?
Love that. I'm getting a visual right now. So we have 10 different parts of ourselves. We don't just have a physical body. That's one part. We also have a mind, negative, neutral, positive. So there's 3 parts of our mind. We have a radiant body, which is our glow, ability to attract. We have a pranic body when we generate energy. So we have a subtle body, which is our intuition. So there's 10 parts of us. This is Kundalini Yoga. Education regarding what makes up us. So there's not just a physical body walking in a room. There's actually 10. So that person has somehow learnt to activate more parts of themselves, specifically the radiant body. The radiant body is, a lot of celebrities have a really strong radiant body. That's why they're celebrity. That's why they're an actor, because they're glowing. People are attracted to that. And that enlivens the room. So within the retreats at the sanctuary and the coaching that I do and the practices, we learn the tools to activate, to clear out and activate that body. Anyone can do this. It's like going to the gym. So we do tantric practices to clear out. So that body's usually got all the baggage of the past and the unprocessed emotions and this negative belief over it, and it's just dull. That's the stone when you walk in and there's no energy there, and the person's talking, they're draining you. Because they're blocked up, so they're not giving you any energy and they're not really seeing you. They're self-absorbed or worried about who's looking at me, what's going on. But once you're activating specifically your radiant body, the glow, the magnet, that glittery, beautiful, it's just like, oh, what's that? Or you don't even know, you just might not even consciously know it, but you want a piece of that person. You want to go and get in their aura field and be seen by them and have a conversation. So
Very interesting. Because sometimes like a friend of mine was like, oh, I'm getting all this attention from the opposite sex, and it's like it's been like an avalanche. And I was like, congratulations. So maybe that's what it also is, that something that we don't really notice consciously, but it's there, and you just naturally get attracted to it.
You're right, yes.
It's not necessarily about the looks.
You've hit it on the head. So in our society, we think that it's about getting the, like the lip injection, the plastic surgery, having, the big long eyelashes and things, and
which is okay.
It's fine. Yeah, if you want to do that, that's like, straighten your hair, put some lip gloss on, like, do whatever you want to do. But men, like a lot of men that I've spoken to and what I've heard is like they want our energy, and that's what you're talking about. And this is the phenomenon of like, when I've done like my yoga practice, the tantric practice, I'm in my sweats. I'm just, but I'm like fully open. Then this guy's talking to me at the cafe. This other one's looking at me because maybe I've put all the face of makeup on. And I'm in like a beautiful dress, but like there's no activation of my energy fields and my aura. And then so people can't see you. They can't even, they're not like feeling your electromagnetic field. So it's another way of like taking your power back, knowing like you don't necessarily have to spend money on, like, if you don't want to.
You don't have to be
like,
obliged to fit. You can just, it's your body, you do whatever you want with it, pretty much.
do whatever
You don't have to do it because of external stuff, right?
Well, that's so it's like taking your power back. So if you're putting something, you know, like injecting something, you know, you're thinking you've got to get something outside of you to get more attention or to get more power, because it's all about power. The whole of life's all about power, not in a negative way. Our power is our chi, it's our life force energy. It's our ability to magnetize, to attract, to make impact, to create, to have a baby, to create a podcast. It's our power. Our power gets drained when we're around a negative person, when we're doing things, you know, when we're giving our power away, it gets drained. So it's like reclaiming your power. And how do we do that? Well, we can learn to go inside. We can learn to connect to our soul. We can learn to like activate our radiant body. And then we see like, oh, wow, I've got all these opportunities. I've got like better quality of men dating me. I've got better quality of clients. I've got, because we've actually like connected to who we are, and we've like cleared ourselves, and we're beaming our own soul frequency into the world. And then like the right people and things are coming into our world, instead of like, I've got to lose weight, or I've got to, nothing wrong, maybe you do need to lose weight, or, but it's just like knowing what you actually need and really like reclaiming your power, instead of thinking, oh, I've got to like buy that latest trend dress, or I've got to, you know, alter my face somehow. It's actually realizing, no, we're more than our body. We're actually energetic beings. And then we can actually work with that and utilize that to our advantage if we want to, which I think that everyone does, because it is generally goes down to power. Power is the energy that we have, the life force, the power. Like we can generate the energy, right? And then we can learn how to heal ourselves, or we can use it on anything, creating a blog, creating a business, creating a baby. So that's really the game of life.
The life force. Have you ever met someone with powerful magnetism, but instead of attracting the good, they keep pulling in absolute disasters? What's going on there?
I love this. This is so fun. You're like, get the notebook out, write it down. So we have a subconscious mind. So you might, you know, when you're just like, you know, you should go to bed, and you're like, oh, scrolling, oh, I'm gonna call my friend. Like, it's always, there's a part of us that's always trying to, you could say, sabotage us, or create disasters in our life, or, you know, so we're, and you see this in, when I'm teaching workshops, you'll tell the student to do, you know, that, to do a certain activity, and then they'll do it like different, and you tell them, and then some of them just won't, because there's the subconscious, like we're trying to trigger the subconscious to clear it out, to purge all the garbage out, because that's what's generally controlling our life. We're only about 5% conscious in our whole day, you know, and then we go into unconscious patterns. So that person, you're stuck in the unconscious patterns, you know, you're stuck in the stuff that you learned from your parents, or, you know, you're stuck in like whatever the negative beliefs are, that like life is hard, or there's no good men out there, or relationships are hard, and you're just creating that reality. So a beautiful thing you can do, if it's like, just say for example in your relationship, a beautiful easy teaching is what do I want to experience? This is, then you're conscious right now, right? You're actually conscious of what you're creating. It's like, what do I want to have a big experience of in your relationship? It could be like sensuality. It could be like play. It could be intimacy. It could be like deep conversation, whatever it is. So, and you just, that's all you focus on. We don't keep talking about what we, you know, don't want. He's doing this, he's doing that, or she's doing this, he's doing that. Recreating it, because you're actually just kind of white knuckling change, and you're talking about what you don't want. You're just focusing on what do I want to have a bigger experience of, because we're all just creating it every second. So it could, whatever it is, it could be love making, it could be being seen and heard, it could be passion and aliveness, and you just like, that's what I'm having a big experience of, and you're just clearly like, that's your goal, or that's your main focus, that's what you're thinking of, and that's what you're focusing on, that's what will happen. So it's like, where are we putting our attention, because that's where the power lies in us. So generally not aware of that. You know, it could be like having a thought of like, he did this, he did that. And then we're recreating, you know, we're then emitting that energy is then in our electromagnetic field, and we're like projecting that, we're emitting that out there. He's feeling that. It's creating this whole thing in the unseen realms. It's all coming from the unseen realms.
Yeah.
So it's like, where is your attention being put day to day? And if you were truly honest, most people, you know, with thousands of thoughts, it's in the same thoughts as yesterday. It's like, oh, look at my bank account. Oh, maybe it won't ever work. Oh, he didn't pick his socks up from the floor. Bloody hell, it's just like, it's like quite negative. So that's where in the practices and the teachings that we do at the sanctuary and the retreats and the trainings, we clearing all this stuff out. We're clearing the unconscious, which is the garbage bin of our whole life and even past lives, if you believe that. So we're just constantly like, get out. We're just like clearing every day. I do it, clearing it out. Then you have space. Then you have like you can even have awareness of like, you can see yourself. Oh my gosh. Like, you know, when you look back and you're like, how did I go out with that guy for 5 or 2 years? Because you're seeing from now a distance. So it's like, how do we see our life right now from a distance? You've got to have space from it. Otherwise it's all over your face and you're just mumbo jumbo in it all. And you're at the gym, you know, you're lifting weights and you're like, why isn't
mumbo jumbo, I love that.
You're like, why isn't it changing?
What are you doing? I'm just mumbo jumbo.
Yeah. It's all over your
I love
face.
it. No,
you
I love it.
see.
This is you zoom out.
Zoom out. Hey, go and take some space. And I tell you, take space.
Best advice, actually. Thank you. Zooming out. Zooming out. That's what I do professionally. I'm zooming out as well. Like, let's look at the stars when you were born. Like, kind of the same thing, right? Let's look at it through a different angle.
True. Well, it's like, what's the framework that you have to work with?
What's your path? Bird's eye view.
Yeah. It's
so
another
Kriya Yoga
tool.
is a bird's eye view of your subtle bodies.
Yeah.
And your bioenergetics, pretty much. If we think about it.
Yeah. You can start to see yourself. You can start to see the reaction that you'd usually, the stress response to that. You start to have more space to not react in your life. Reaction is a waste of our time. So we're all reacting. Some people just reacting their whole life. The whole life is a reaction. Just reaction. They're just like this. They're just like boom, boom, boom.
Like a clockwork.
Like you look at me and then it's just the same. So how do we become magnetic? It'd be like, we have to generate the space, the awareness of our patterns, because we aren't our patterns. We are not our patterns. This is what I need to stress, which I thought, I am the anxiety, I am the fear, I am the contraction, I am the unworthiness, I am the shame, I am the
loser,
fail, I am the loser, I am the stress response. Because if you're running or building a business, doing anything, there's going to be pressure. That's the whole name of the game. And it's like contracting, there's this pressure, and like, it's like how, so the practices allow us to be aware that we are not the patterns. We are the awareness with soul, whatever you believe, with a soul, with a spirit, with a consciousness around it or watching it. And you can start to see and have compassion and love, like, hey, hun, I know you're doing a live video and you went through something this morning and you're dealing with your cycle and you've got a bit of a headache. Okay, I've got compassion for you. And you can kind of just, like, I'm just going to be me. Like, I'm just going to do my best. You know, you've got that space to like,
I love that.
Embody who you are, which is this soul that wants to shine out to the world. And there may be a little bit of like fear over there. There may be a little bit of like.
It's never going to go away. It's always there. It's like a fly that flies around.
It is. That's a good analogy. I like it. It is like that.
Hey, Mom, this fucking fly, oh my God, all day was like in my face. Oh, by the way, while I was writing my thesis on blah, 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 all these amazing achievements that you just brush to the side and then you focus on the fly.
That's it.
For some reason.
That's fully,
Right?
Yeah.
All right. This kind of
love
comes
that.
into this other question that I was actually thinking that we spoke about. Okay, this one, quantum attraction. If we think of magnetism like quantum physics, where observation changes the outcome, how much of a magnetism is natural and how much is about how we see ourselves?
Just read it again. If you think of magnetism, like, wow, this is deep stuff. I love this. Hey.
Like, how do you know? You know what I mean?
Yeah. How much is it
Okay.
natural and how much? Well, it is like that. See how it's like how much is it natural, but how much is it how we see ourselves? I'd say it's pretty much all about how we see ourselves.
Yeah, I see.
It's like so. It's the belief of like who we are. Like we're the creators of our like. There's a center point to us, and that's looking at ourselves or judging ourselves, and is it saying that I'm unworthy or I'm not good enough or I'm not there yet. So that's creating the story of your life. So it's all about how we see ourselves, because you see someone who's like a little bit overweight or like this and that, and they've got like this amazing guy, and like they're just like so, because like they're not judging, like they're just seeing themselves as whatever their story is.
Yeah.
So and then someone else is like on the treadmill and eating a little salad and this and that, and maybe they're got a six-pack, but they're just seeing themselves as just like they're not, and then they're the lonely or whatever. So it is really all about how we're seeing ourselves, because it's just like we're creators and we're just creating the narrative of we actually choosing. That's the thing that we have to realize. We're actually choosing. So it's like what we do in the practices is we do these practices, right, to get in a certain state. So we do the breath work, or we do the sauna, or we do the tantric thing, or the meditation, or the chanting, or socializing with people, or walking in nature, to get into a high frequency state, to feel the joy, to feel the love, to feel the openness. And then from that place, we then feel, oh, I'm capable, I'm confident, I'm courageous, I'm this, I'm that, I can do it. And then from then we have a strategy in our life. So it's like, if to summarize of like how this is empowering, how this is empowering ourselves to live the life we're here to live. It's like the first thing we have to look at our energy, our state. Are you sitting in the anxiety, the fear, the doubt? Okay, you've got to shift to other state. You do the practices that I teach. You've risen your frequency up, from shame, fear, doubt, which is very dense and it's very heavy and it's very 3D and very you raise your state, and then you're feeling like open and like there's possibilities, and then you may hear the phone call, and like because you're affecting the field out there, we're all connected.
It's right.
And then from that state of like I can do it, like I've got energy, I've got possibilities, then it's like what's my strategy? Okay, I'm going to go on the dating app or I'm going to
take the steps.
Yeah, right. I'm going to post social media on Mondays. I'm going to then get a coach for the thingy. I'm going to, and then you have to have a strategy as well. So it's like both the energetics and the strategy mixed together. That's what I generally coach, women in business to do. Like we've got to have both. We can't have all strategy. We can't have all energy. It has to be half.
I love that.
Yeah.
This is so good. And as we progress with the interview, we're getting much more flowy. Have you noticed?
Fully.
The only problem I have is the sun. Shall we do just last question?
Okay, sure.
Yeah? And then we're good. We have so much.
Good, because I'm just talking so much.
Yeah, like this is even better because you just we just cut.
It's fast.
For me, it's easier because it will be like I don't have to analyze it, just like section.
Sweet.
Easy. All right. So you see like the myth of effort. Like people say magnetic women just are, but is there actual work behind it? We already spoke about it, so maybe I can just put in those little questions and then you answer them already. So just you have to trust me on this one. You know what I'm?
Do you want me to talk to that? Just to, because it's going to bring up a whole different thing.
Oh yeah, because this is what I wanted to do. This one was the one that I wanted to do. The magnetism lab experiment. Which is, if we put two women with strong magnetism in a room, do they amplify each other or does one outshine the other? And what makes magnetism collaborative versus competitive?
Yeah, wow, great question. It depends whether they're in their heart or not. If you're in your mind, you're going to feel separate. And oh, wow, this, because the women, like if we're in our mind, the most, this is why people are scared to actually be empowered. Because when you are shiny, glowy, attractive, strong out there, it's a risk because people can slander you, they can attack you. So in the society, it's like the tall poppy thing, the most shiny lady, women, if you're not in your heart and if you haven't done the work, you can project hate or you can project, I don't like her. You don't, so because you're separate and you're seeing it as a threat. But if you are both in your heart, you're doing the work, you're feeling in your body, you're feeling like abundance is around, you're not in the fear frequency, this is where the power of group women retreats, whether it's online or in person, comes in. This is, I can't stress this enough, of when we're around women who are doing practices on themselves to get out of that competitive nature. Like, just think about it. If we create the human race, women are powerful. The feminine energy is so powerful. So we're feeding off of this energy. I'm feeding off of Sarah's sensuality frequency. I'm feeding off of Linda's queen frequency. I'm feeding off of Jenny's maiden frequency. Like, there's all different frequencies that women give. And when we're just like, just like, that's why you're just going on this eros, just like you're just fully high after being, even us two today hanging out, because we're not competing. Like, we're just like riding off of the coattails of your electromagnetic field and the beautiful love and the beautiful creativity and mama vibes and just like different, unique, grungy, badass chick, fun, creative princess queen that you have activated. And I'm feeling that. I'm not, did you see?
Yes, exactly. We're exchanging
Mm.
our energies together.
We're exchanging the energies, and that's like so healing for me. It's so, because
Yeah,
it's just going in
same,
a circle.
likewise.
It's in a magnetic, it's in a, like, I'm receiving it in and then I'm giving it to you and you're
Yeah,
seeing
that's
me and then
right.
you're giving
And
it
then
to me and I'm seeing you. And so this is completely necessary. It's just, if you're around people that maybe don't get these dynamics, maybe they're living in a different kind of paradigm and they're not, they don't get this, that you can be tired from that. You can feel some projections, you can, so this is like really being aware of who you're spending your time with. And, a woman in her peace is in her power. So,
so true.
generally, like, obviously we can be extroverted in our season, in our cycle. We can be out there, action this, action that, but that's not who we are the whole of our cycle. More of the majority is like you're going inside and you're in your peace and you're going into your feelings and you're going into the cave and you're going to the womb cave and you're going into down deep and you're going into the depths and and from that place of like death and darkness and nothingness, then you get the idea for this podcast. You then, the next week, you're out every day chatting to people and networking or whatever. So it's like, the real strength is in our feminine energy. And it's the same with men as well. If you're not resting, you know how they say, like, at the gym, the most important thing is rest? So that's going into the nothingness. That's like the void. And from that space, then you can then go forward. So that's the issue with our society is
the void is not allowed.
The void is, and it's
shameful.
Shamed. It's seen as like, I'm unproductive, I'm unworthy. So I'd say for anyone watching this, like, what comes up when you feel like I'm tired, and that's been a lot of my journey, is like, I felt like emotions and being tired, it's a weakness. That's my upbringing, because it's like very strong fire-based masculine family, like so much fire and doing, which is amazing. It's just out of balance for me. So now I have to give myself permission to go lay down and know, like, I guess if there's a bit of judgment or shame or that feeling like a failure for that, be aware of that part, love that part, accept. That's a part of me. That's like a 6-year-old part of me, a 10-year-old part of me. Hey, hun, you know, we like, and then go lay down, recharge myself, and then, oh, I want to go online and do a post, or I want to send out my newsletter. So it's the first step is awareness, being aware of what's coming up for us. When what's the story behind, because it's all a creation, a story. Oh, being tired is a failure. That's a big one for me. Yeah, when I'm like tired, I feel like I should be. And that's also like on this personal development, spiritual wellness journey. It's like the kind of cliched narrative. You should be like high vibe, like positive, happy Monday, like just like, hey, like that's no, like women are like changing every 2 hours. We are like there.
Yeah. It reminds me of that like that bear. Have you watched Disney in the 90s? Hey!
Yes. Yeah. It's just like on steroids. Yeah. It's like had 2 coffees already. It's just pumping up. Yeah. It's hilarious.
I even have like a rib spasm on that one.
Funny. So hey, I've already done this today. I've done that. What have you done? Like it's like a competition.
Just springing like a spring.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Funny.
Yeah, you're so right. You're so right. I think you did so well, Alexis. I'm so proud of us. I'm just like the only thing I'm going into the what is it called? Like what is it? What's this guy? Indiana Jones mode, where you like I'm burning the lava.
Should we wrap it up?
Lava.
We're gonna be
because I'm starting to see volcanoes and balls rolling.
Yeah.
I'm getting so much radiation. Maybe we should wrap it up.
I think we need to wrap it off. We're both light skinned.
Unless there's another question.
No, I think that's done. Hey.
The magnetism black hole.
How long has it been? How long have we been talking
I think
for?
we recorded like 40 minutes.
Oh, that's long enough because people don't want to.
That's so
watch.
good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Done.
Oh,
yay,
you're such
good.
a babe. Thank you. Awesome. I felt like we didn't
you.
even record. We were just talking.
Same. I feel like it just came out of me.
It was just so cool, and you're so good. All right, 20